This is a clash you don't want to miss, as two of the best Elestrals casters are throwing down in week 4. MBT looks to pick up the second win of the season using the power of Thunder against Caleb's incredible water deck. Make sure you pre-order Daybreak at shopelestrals.com. Caleb kicks off his 12-pack opening with a few solid hits like Poison Nectar and Race to the Top, and then he gets pumped over another Morfrost hit.
Oh, okay, so we have two Abominable. This is now, Morfrost is now a playable deck for us. Since I've pulled a bajillion Glaciers, a bajillion Polrachni, hopefully we can get the third above! Okay, so this is actually a very real deck. We can play Morfrost now.
He then lands a Shiveroar and wraps it up with another Poison Nectar, a favorite card against the Imperawatts. MBT tells us exactly what he wants. Let's see how it goes.
I feel like I really need Altar of Stars, and I really need Tsunami. You know what we're looking for, baby. It starts with a Lava and ends with a Lith. Here we go. Javalantis, this card. Oh my god. Well, that changes a great deal. I did not expect to find a Viserys. Drops of Leaf, 2-in-1. Oh my god, wait, what? There we go. That's what we're looking for, baby. Spine Nymph. Oh. 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 That's good. That's really good. Wowie, wow, wow. A-Drive, play the animation. Play the animation. Oh, okay. Whew.
With these new cards in their arsenal, both casters opted to make some trades. Caleb ends up swapping with teammate Aspira to further his water strategy and land his third Poison Nectar, while MBT picks up another Altar of Stars and a few other key runes. His Thunder Nexus deck just got a lot better with these cards. Caleb, tell me about your game plan and how you're going to use 3 Poison Nectar in this one.
We're playing against Joseph from the Thunder Divine today. And something I've been noticing a lot recently is they've been playing a lot of Nectar of the Gods. They've been playing a lot of Circle the Skies, using their Astrabbits for the cost to then circle onto Astrabbit. So we're going to punish them really hard today with Poison Nectar. No more draw 2s, no more Nexusing onto your Astrabbits and drawing a card. Nah, that's not happening. We're going to prevent that. And then, to top it all off, you know, Spark and Zeus is a really good combo in this game. And what's better than when you get Spark and Zeus and every card in your hand they feel bad about ripping? And that's why we're playing 5 guys today. We're going to get in the kitchen with some 5 guys. We're going to be cooking. We got Necrof. We've got, you know, the whole standard lineup of 5 guys in our deck, so that every turn we've got a solid guy that we can normal cast. We can constantly put pressure on Joseph. You know, if he's got shields, bounce my Necrof to hand. Sure, go for it. I'm going to normal cast it next turn and hit over Spark it. It's fine. Oh, you ripped it out of hand? I've got another one. So we're not worried. We're hopping into this game. Let's cook Joseph. Let's see you in the duel, in the clash. We'll see you in the clash.
I love Caleb's representation of 5 guys here, but I'm really curious how MBT is going to handle this deck, because if he brings the standard draw Circle the Sky package, he might be in a lot of trouble. MBT, I heard you had a message for Caleb and all the watercasters out there. Wow, it looks like MBT has it out for water this week. His deck features a pretty similar strategy to past weeks, but this time he's leaning on the power of Sonicor and his newly acquired Altar of Stars to use Astrabbit's effect to great success. MBT has plenty of removal with Earthquake and Race to the Top, and he didn't bring the draw power that Caleb was expecting outside of Nectar of the Gods. MBT really wants this win, and he's gonna start it off with a bang. Spark it here on turn 1. We might be seeing Spark it Zeus out the gate, which could be potentially devastating for Caleb, but I do want to mention, yeah, we're gonna see it. I do want to mention that Caleb didn't seem as scared about this strategy as you otherwise normally would be, because he's running 5 guys. He's got a strategy of cards that have just a lot of offense and defense and really high stats, so that way he's not as impacted by plays like this. And it looks like he's got a Galaxy, an Ambrosia, 2 Tsunamis, and an Astrabbit. I would assume MBT gonna take the Rabbit here, just because it's the most annoying thing to deal with, but he's got some different options. He could go Galaxy. So it looks like he actually does take the Galaxy there, and we're gonna be pressing onward in this one. All right, oh, he drops a card out of his hand. It was a Lavalith. I have no idea what kind of shenanigans are going on here. He's got his Spark It out there. He did his hand rip. That's gonna be his turn, as you do not get a battle phase on turn 1. Caleb still had a strong hand though. Astrabbit, a couple Tsunamis. He's got Ambrosia for later. He's going to go Rabbit here on this turn 1 for him. That's going to allow him some more resources. The key here though is he's got to get rid of that Spark-It. You do not want that thing to be looking at your hand every turn. I'm actually surprised that he didn't go another route. He's just going to set the entire hand here, and he's going to be able to pass his turn. Obviously, that Galaxy, the threat there on MBT's end, because he had no way to get rid of it, right? He says, okay, I can deal with the Rabbit. That's not a big deal, but I can't get rid of the Galaxy. MBT has an opportunity to next again. He's going to do it. He's going to send it back to Zeus and rip the 1 card out of Caleb's hand, which is an Astrabbit. That tells me that either Caleb drew into that second Rabbit, or rather, perhaps he wanted to just get it thrown out. An Earthquake on MBT's end is a huge play here, as you can see him down to 14 spirits already in this clash. Caleb's going to be taking a hit from this Spark-It. MBT is not casting Elestral this turn. He doesn't need to use his Zeus. There's no Elestrals on the field. Most certainly going to run into a Tsunami. The challenge here for Caleb is he's going to be forced to try to find an out to this Spark-It. He's going to need to be able to draw into an Elestral that can attack this thing. He is going to opt to not use the Tsunami now, which understandably so, but I do think there was some real value to putting it in defense position. I think his hope is that he's going to land a 5 guy, and he does. He finds his Necruff. This is the window of opportunity that Caleb needs. Necruff with its 5 attack can hit over Spark-It's 4 attack with no problem and deal an extra spirit of damage. MBT does not reach for his Rune Row. In fact, he's going to get that Spark-It blown up here. So he gets a ton of value out of it by picking 2 cards out of Caleb's hand across the first couple turns. But now Necruff is here and dealing extra damage with its effect. MBT is going to respond with an Elechick on his side of the field. That'll allow him to search out his second Zeus. This simply provides some deck thinning. It's not as if the Zeus is going to be a big play here for him, but he does grab that beautiful Shattered Stars statue Zeus. He's going to disenchant off the Elechick to be able to attack over the Necruff, but almost certainly going to be facing the demise of a Tsunami here from Caleb's end, as we did see him have 2 of those on his first turn. Here comes the attack from Elechick. Caleb doesn't have to even think twice about this one. His Tsunami play is so incredibly obvious. And believe it or not, despite an incredible start from MBT with his Spark-It Zeus combo, Caleb actually in a tremendous position right now, as now he's top decking looking for a second Elestral to pile on. If he finds it, this could be massive, and it's a Smoltuga. It doesn't get much better than that. Smoltuga provides him the support to now search for another Elestral out of his deck. He can very easily grab another Necruff here, and that provides him the offensive backbone that he's looking for to be able to get the advantage in this one. The Smoltuga stays in defense position as Necruff moves to attack. He's going to be able to attack into the Elechick, and no response from the last attack, which tells me that this Elechick is going down as well, and MBT going to be forced to expend from Necruff's effect. One interesting thing to note, Caleb opted to not go offensive with Smoltuga here, which I do feel like was probably a mistake. The Smoltuga being in attack position ensures that he gets an extra spirit of damage off, and it's very unlikely that MBT is going to target it. Plus, you still have the defensive prowess of the Tsunami. The kind of counterpoint to that is that, you know, I guess you're forced. Oh my god, the Poison Nectar is huge! Wait a minute. I was going to mention the counterpoint is that you're forcing MBT to use a Zeus Spirit to attack, to hit over, but we see a crazy chain here. Nectar of the Gods comes out. Poison Nectar stops it. Chains of Prometheus stops the Poison Nectar, and MBT free to draw. An insane combo play there. Wow, we actually see Poison Nectar doing its thing, but stopped in its tracks by Chains of Prometheus. Really, really cool interaction we just envisioned there. And now another Elechick comes out. This one Water Enchanted. He's going to be able to attack over that Necruff now without the fear of Tsunami. So I guess ultimately Caleb made probably the optimal play, although I think regardless here, MBT is disenchanting off the Zeus to go after the Necruff, because you cannot allow that thing to continue to hit you for spirits every single turn. There is the Ambrosia. Big plays from MBT, healing up 3 additional spirits this turn, getting him back to a more formidable spirit count. Ambrosia does go to the underworld. There's the disenchant to buff up this Water Enchanted Elechick, immune to the Tsunami as it's going to try to take out the Necruff. Does Caleb have an answer? No, he does not. Great plays there from MBT, but don't forget, Caleb has an additional Necruff sitting in his hand that could easily hit the field on this turn. He's going to do just that. Doesn't even have to think twice about it. Necruff hits the field again, and MBT with only 7 spirits to Caleb's 14 is in a very difficult position, especially since I'm sure he only has so many water spirits in his arsenal. He flips the wrong one. Altar of Stars comes out. Big plays there. Reveals his Shield of Achilles. Something to make note of. But Altar of Stars, one of the new additions to MBT's card pool this week, is huge in the Thunder Nexus deck. One, it provides that incredible receive effect on Astrabit, but two, it allows you to take oncoming attacks like the one from the Necroff and change its position to the defense position, now allowing Elechick to actually take it out. And somehow, MBT is navigating this very difficult position that he's in, and Caleb going to be forced to look for another Galaxy here. Does he find it? He does have a Foamy instead. Foamy gives him exactly what he wants. Foamy can attack into the Elechick, crash it, bring out Galaxy, and allow Smoltuga to hit over the Elechick, especially since Elechick's stats are going to be adjusted from Galaxy's effect. There's the attack from Foamy. He is going to crash it, and if he brings out the Galaxy right now, he's in great spot. It's going to be a Wind Spirit and a Mustache coming out. Let's see what he's going to enchant this with. Oh, he took 1 Spirit of damage because the Elechick had 2 spirits on it. He's going to just go defensive Mustache here, 6 defense. That tells me maybe he's sitting on a Galaxy or opts to not go for it. There's a Spirit pulled off the Elechick to play another Nectar of the Gods. Does Caleb have his second Poison Nectar? No, it actually came up, which is crazy. But MBT able to draw, gets his Jolton. That could be the stadium control he's looking for. If he can get Mount Olympus out to the field, it'll buff up that Jolton, allow it to hit over some things, potentially. When you can also pair with Race to the Top, which in this context, probably not going to be all that useful against the incredible defensive bodies that Caleb's team is rocking. There it is, the Race to the Top. He's going to use it. He does take out the Smoltuga. I'm a little confused. It looks like he raced to the top, the Smoltuga, because he compared the Mustache and the Smoltuga, so it makes sense there. Good plays on MBT's end. We're going to see an expend to draw on Caleb's side. Drawing, we see he's got at least 1 Ambrosia in hand. He's going to play it down and recover those spirits, and MBT hanging on by a thread with only 2 spirits left in this clash. Caleb just looking for some offensive pressure here. I'd be very curious to see if he starts to go aggro with this Mustache or if he wants to keep it in defense. Reaching for some spirits. We know there's a Shield of Achilles face down. He is going to go offensive here. He's got a huge spirit lead. Might as well put the pressure on it, not allow MBT an opportunity to regenerate these spirits. Using Mustache's effect, he can swap its stats and give him 6 attack until the end of the turn. He can easily go into the Elechick, and we're going to see him actually go for the Shield of Achilles and bounce it back to Caleb's hand. This is the window of opportunity that MBT has been waiting for. He needs to make a push here. Here comes Spark It. He's got 0 spirits left. That's a misenchanted Spark It. He can attack directly for 3 spirits right now. And the biggest thing on Caleb's end is he knows MBT has no more counterplay. Will he go for the Tsunami now? That's going to be the decision that Caleb has to make. He's going to shield. That's huge. The shield means that he can't cast that Elestral again. What is he going to bounce? He bounces the misenchanted Spark It. Surprised he didn't go for the Elechick there. And now the Tsunami. I think that was probably a bit of a mistake. I think he wanted to bounce the Elechick and Tsunami the rest. That's probably the better play, but he's going to shield the other Elechick, so he unloads his entire back row, and it ends up making no difference, as now MBT left with just a Jolton, no additional spirits. Caleb still has 6. All he has to do is take out the Jolton, and this one's over. He is going to go for another Ambrosia, his second that he's seen, heal himself up even further, and now it's just a matter of finding an Elestral that can attack over Jolton. Let's see what he's got. It's going to be the Mustache. He's able to use its effect, expend the Water Spirit, change its stats, attack over the Jolton. MBT has no response. He's very festive for 4th of July, but that's going to be that, as Caleb is going to take this one with MBT having no spirits left. He reveals his hand. The Quackle is there, but not enough, as he ran out of Thunder Spirits there at the very, very end. Congratulations to Caleb for taking another W in an epic showdown between him and MBT. Make sure you guys stay tuned for tomorrow's clash. It's going to be epic.